My name is Taylor Adeline Mapasua, and this is my story. Music is my biggest passion, with sport a close second. It all started when my uncle, who's a well-known recording artist, Junior Reid, had heard me sing. In his Jamaican accent, he shouted, "I hear a little something," and whispered to me, "Why don't you consider being a singer, man?" So I decided to take my uncle's advice and give singing a go. I entered a talent quest at school at 10 years old. Fortunately, I won, which was great because my parents sent me to have private singing lessons after. I sat my first AMEB exam and was rewarded a high distinction in 2011. It was from there that I went on to enter things like the Sydney Eisteddfod Junior Secondary Talent Quest at Wavell State High School, where I finished first, and then Brisbane State High, where I took out the John Kirsch Andy Farmer Memorial Bursary Award for Voice. Unfortunately, this only lasted for 1 year until my parents could no longer afford my classes, so they pulled the plug on my lessons. I was devastated. It was back to the sports for me. In our household, it's sports first and everything else second. I've competed at state, national and international level in the following sports of rugby league and rugby sevens. I've had quite a bit of success on the sporting arena and enjoyed it, but was still eager and hungry to explore where singing could take me. I was playing rugby when I managed to get a serious foot injury in 2016, which required 2 operations and a metal plate that I will wear in my foot for the rest of my life. I had never experienced such pain. The next 2 months after the first operation was sheer utter agony, requiring injections in my stomach post-surgery every day for 2 weeks. I had to take 2 months of school off and rely on scripted drugs to relieve the pain. My rehab had taken longer than expected, and I am left with severe chronic pain to my foot and still yet to return to the field. So I decided not to dwell on what has happened, but rather seize the moment and realize this is my window of opportunity. So I took it. I grabbed it with both hands and held on tight and was not going to let go of what was meant to be in the first place, singing. I have the fire in my belly for singing. I want singing to be my vehicle for my bread and butter. I would just like to wake up in the morning knowing that my greatest interest is the means of my livelihood, whether it is a simple gig in the pub, jazz bar, RSL, nursing home, or on the global arena. I always had this lingering voice in my head saying, "This is your fate, this is your destiny. Everything happens for a reason," and this reason was for me to find my way back to music. I made inquiries studying music at university, in which I found the entries had closed, and I thought, oh my gosh, what now? I got the weird feeling that I should call again and double check. It was too late for me to study music, and to my surprise, I rang just hours before the late entries closed for the Bachelor of Popular Music. I got my portfolio together and went off for an audition which was going to determine my pathway. The result of that audition is why I stand here today and share this story with you. I describe my pathway to finding music like a slow candle burning with the flame waiting to go out, but it never would until it felt right, and was never going to feel right as long as my future had only sport in it. I have always found myself gravitating back to song. I can honestly say I am following my dreams. I feel I am doing what I was meant to do, heading in the right direction to making my interest my career. I wouldn't be where I am today without the love and support from my family. Tom, my father, Sharon, my mother, Lauren, Aaliyah, my 2 younger sisters, and Thomas, my baby brother.